Hello everybody, my name is William. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I hope you all are doing well. Today we're going to be doing another FSEconomy flight here in the Cirrus SR22 in Hawaii. I'm looking forward to it. If you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. I really do appreciate all the support from y'all. It means a ton to me. So we'll go ahead and get on into the planning so we can get on with the flight. I hope you all enjoy. Okay everyone, so just briefly on the FSEconomy page, you can see our flight here. It's something that we picked up all the way back when I was ferrying the aircraft from Sand Island. So we got one passenger going from Lihue to John Rogers Field. We have 45 gallons in the aircraft, so that'll be just fine. We'll take a look at SkyVector now. So you can see the route basically filed for. So we're actually going to ignore this first fix because we're going to use the Ritchie 2 departure out of Lihue. Which you can see right here. It's just basically climb or runway heading 500 feet, left-hand turn to 150, and then at some point we'll proceed kind of direct to Bookie along the way. But that'll take us down to here, which is Bookie, and then on to Shiji, I don't know, onto this point, and then directly to John Rogers Field, and a good bit of ocean, but onto a new island. So that is basically all we got for our planning today. Let's go ahead and get into the airplane, get on with the flight. Alright everybody, welcome on board the Cirrus SR22 here on the ramp. We're already started up and pretty well set up. We'll go ahead and get our FSEconomy client visible here. You can see the aircraft is on the ground and available Lihue, so we'll go ahead and go actions and start flight. Make sure we get our passenger on board. They're paying us good money, don't want to leave them behind, and we'll go ahead and hide the client now. So in the planning, kind of already talked about it, we're going to do the Ritchie 2 departure, which is set up so we can see runway 17 on our already like set up on the map here, and we're just going to climb runway heading 500 feet, and then we'll do a left-hand turn to heading 150. So that's kind of our departure briefed there. And we already have our heading bug set up for runway heading. It's actually off by just one there, but it's also set up in our GPS as well if we wanted to fly it that way. Nevertheless, it's a bit stormy here. There's quite a lot of lightning going on, even though there's no rain or anything like that. I guess the sim just wants it to be quite stormy for this departure. So we're ready now. We can go ahead and start our taxi. We have an altitude set for 7,000 today. I think that's what we're going to be trying to cruise at as we kind of go between the islands. We're just going to taxi up here. We'll make a right. And then we'll cross over the runway and hold short and just make sure our airplane's set up and ready to go once we get up there. I'll just kind of pick the taxiway up right over here. And we'll go ahead and hold short of the runway and just verify it's clear before we cross. We have a decent crosswind today for our departure. Looks clear all the way around. Pull up to the runway here. Alright, so runway 21 tree. We're not going to be using this runway, just want to make sure it's clear. Looks clear to the left and right, so let's go ahead and cross. We're just going straight ahead, and then it'll kind of curve off to the right here. And we'll take the first left once we're across. We'll have quite a headwind. Probably when we get on course today as well, but it is what it is. So we're holding short of runway 17 here. Let's go ahead and get our takeoff flaps out. And the runway does look clear. So we're pretty much ready to go already. Today we're going to rotate at 70 knots. We're going to go to climb out at around... we're going to look for around 100 knots for the climb out today. And like I said, we're looking for 500 feet, and then we'll turn left 150. We're going to fly 150 for a little bit, and then we'd expect vectors from ATC, but we'll just kind of proceed direct to Bookie, I think, at that point. So with that all set up, we'll go ahead and zoom the map out a little bit. We'll probably just let it fly its own nav course at that point, in all honesty. Just kind of verify. Runway looks clear on y'all's side, looks clear on the approach side as well. Let's go ahead and take the runway. Let's verify, we'll switch it over to the right tank. So that's the fullest at the moment. A transponder on. Like I said, rotating at 70, and we're going to try and climb out right around 100 knots. So we're lined up on runway 17. Slowly feed the power in here. A little bit of left aileron in. Try and fight the crosswind. There's 60 knots. There's 70. We're pulling back. Gentle, gentle. And ease off of the rudder that we were using to keep it straight line. We can just kind of let it weather vane into the wind there. So we're still climbing up. We're 400 feet for 500, then our left-hand turn. All right, there's 500 feet. So we'll go 150. It's not much of a turn. Just a little bit of one, and we are continuing to accelerate here, so we will go ahead and get our flaps in at this point, give a little bit more trim up to kind of compensate for the flaps coming in. And like I said, we're going to look for right around 100 knots, so let's keep building the speed, and then we'll pitch to hold it. We're putting the purple diamond basically on 150 if I can, because that's actually us flying 150. That's the one thing, if you load the departure. Whoa, big old lightning strike right in front of us. If you load the departure in the procedures or anything like that, it's not going to actually do it based off of heading like that or anything, sadly. We'll go ahead and set the heading bug to 150 either way. Getting into a lot of lightning here. Making me think twice about being in this airplane right now. And we'll set the flight level change mode on 100. Keep pitching. And let's get back on top of our course here. So we're holding right around, I don't know why the speed, did I change it up to 104? Am I going crazy, guys? Set it back to 100, that's what I was looking for. We're still hand flying it. And we're gonna keep going on up. See the beautiful ocean and a little bit of the island off behind us now. Quite stormy. I don't know what it is after the update and all the lightning, but it's definitely been a constant theme. There's been a lot of lightning. Alright, so we've got to nose down a little bit. And we're about to reach our point to where we're going to turn direct to Bookie. Coming through 4,000 feet for 7,000. I'm still flying, heading 150. I need to pitch the nose down a little bit. Big lightning strike, basically in the cloud we're in. It's always good to see. This is some crazy weather. Was not expecting this. Get our airspeed up a little bit more. I just was not staying on top of it there. We're almost 2,100 feet to till we level off. I could go ahead and activate the autopilot, but like I said, I'm enjoying hand flying this plane. This plane's really nice to fly. We will go ahead and arm the nav mode though, just so I don't go completely crazy with it whenever we decide to turn the autopilot on. I think what we'll do is actually we'll go ahead and disengage the flight level change mode as our vertical speed mode, and we'll set just a normal vertical speed mode to 1,000 feet a minute. And with 1,000 feet to go, we will go ahead and engage our autopilot. Let's just check our tanks real quick. Still have the boost pump on. We're burning off the right tank. Yeah, see this nav mode. I was pretty well lined up there, but it's just gonna have to one-up me here. It thinks it can do better. It's annoying. We'll go ahead and switch back over to the left tank, and then we'll kill the boost pump. .300 feet to go in our climb, and yeah, that did turn into a headwind for us, so 7 knots on the nose. But we're really not going too far. We've already, let's see, we're just about 50 miles from Bookie now. It's not going to be too long of a flight at all. And now that we're leveling out at 7,000, we should be able to pick our speed up. And it looks like we're leaving the stormy weather behind us here. You see the airport back there, the clouds. Looks pretty nice. With the amount of lightning and lightning we were seeing and thunder we were hearing, I'd think we'd see some more strikes just from looking back here. The second I turn away, one's going to happen, but that's just the way it's going to have to be. We'll keep the power in it, and let's try and get some sweet ground speed built up here. Also go ahead and increase our map a little bit. And see, we're flying. The bulk of this flight is going to be from where we are right now to Bookie, and then once we get a little bit closer to Oahu, it should start happening quite quick, right around that point. So we'll pull the power back now. We got 7 knots on the nose, but we're still doing about 160. I'll be happy if we could keep up about 160 knots across the ground. Looks good to me. Right on about 15 gallons an hour. That works out as well. And now the nav mode, even though I was already pretty well lined up with it, now the nav mode's, you know, it went a little crazy, but we're finally captured now. Just wanted to feel like it was doing something. Get our landing light off at this point. We're in clear, everything. Air's above freezing. Leave the pitot heat off for the moment. Take a look and wave back at Lihu. It was nice. It was nice going there. It was definitely a welcome sight after ferrying this thing all the way from basically Midway. But we are on to our next island, and I will probably be hopping between these in the future quite frequently anyways. Just kind of want to get an idea of about what kind of length we're looking at if we just do decide to go between the main islands here. Alright, we're about 2 miles away now from Bookie. We could see the island of Oahu right out there, kind of off towards our left side. Looking absolutely marvelous. Weather looks great as well. It's really cleared up. We've had a headwind all the way across the ocean. We're going to go ahead and tune up the John Rogers Field ATIS on 119.8, and let's see what it can give us for information as we start to fly in 19 miles from our next point before we're direct to John Rogers, and we'll start our descent not just yet, but before too long here. So let's take a listen, get pen and paper ready, mark down whatever it's going to tell us.
Alpha Hotel Juliet Romeo automated weather observation 2300 Zulu. Wind 084 at 14. Visibility tree. Sky condition few clouds at 1,100 feet, few clouds at 4,200 feet, few clouds at 12,300 feet. Temperature 24C dew point 10C altimeter 29905. Alpha Hotel Juliet Romeo.
Okay, so we got the wind 084 at 14. The visibility on the automated weather reports has been wrong. It says tree. We can already basically see the airfield, Honolulu, all of that well off in the distance. And the clouds also have been reporting in incorrect. Wind and altimeter settings have been correct though. So we got the wind and we got our altimeter, which is 29905. So we'll go ahead and set it there. And we'll set it there as well, 2995. With that wind, it's basically 080. Our runways available are going to be 04, 22, 11, or 29. With that, we're going to use runway 11 for our approach in. So I can actually go ahead and just sync the heading to basically our current heading and set 110 in. And now we just kind of need to plan for our approach into the field. It's basically right at sea level, so we're 7,000 feet above the airfield. We're currently 5 minutes away from Shiji. Once again, probably getting that wrong, but that's what I'm going to call it. And then I think from there it's another, it's like 7 miles or something to the field. So realistically, I kind of want to wait. Until we're a little bit closer to start our descent in, but we can go ahead and set our altitude that we're going to initially plan for all the way down to 1,000 feet. And just kind of take a look at the island. It's a beautiful mountain range there. They look great. Kind of see some of the population zones as well, some cities right along the beaches, and should be able to make it out in there. That should be Honolulu Airport, right above basically where my mouse is, and then we got Pearl Harbor right in there as well. We can go ahead and zoom our map in, kind of give you a better idea. So John Rogers Field is going to be really close to us, and Honolulu's on the other side of Pearl Harbor, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. This being Honolulu, and this being the inlet, and this kind of over in here being Pearl Harbor. So we got about 3 minutes until the first point, and we're coming up around 8 miles. We'll go ahead and start our descent at, and we'll just do a nice reasonable 1,000 foot a minute descent. Let's just double check our fuel. We're on the right tank right now. Right tank and left tank look basically equal, so we'll go ahead and keep it on the right tank. We'll set vertical speed mode, and we'll set 1,000 feet a minute, and let's pull that power back. So I think this is going to be our field right here. You can see this should be runway 11, right where the mouse is. And then these 4 left and 4 right with the approach lights blazing away. So actually, if we already have a visual, instead of continuing to fly, this we'll just put it on heading mode. And let's go ahead and come to the left. We'll fly 090. And let's actually increase this vertical speed down to 1,500 feet a minute. We can get our approach flaps out at 119. We can go full flaps at 104. And for our final approach speed today, we're going to be looking right around 80-ish knots. We'll go ahead and disengage the autopilot. This is a beautiful day. A beautiful island. This is exactly why I wanted to bring this plane to Hawaii. I've actually been here once in my life. I was way too young to really remember the majority of it, though. I do remember going to Pearl Harbor. And it's just a weird feeling around that place, but incredible nonetheless. And some great beaches. I didn't get to come back out. My brothers went to college at in Hilo. He wound up transferring, so he kind of changed what he wanted to do, but he was studying at Hilo. Kind of a little bit jealous of that, so I'm sure it would have been really cool to go up to those observatories on the Big Island. That's something I really want to do at some point in my life, is go up to those observatories on the Big Island and just see what it's all about. Hopefully on a nice night, a clear night. I say clear, you'd probably get well above the clouds if you really needed to, just driving up to the observatory, but... So we're kind of set in for a straight in at the moment. We need to get our speed down. It's at 119, so let's actually... We'll trade off what we're doing right now to get our speed down, so we'll just kind of halt our descent. And let's get to 119, and we'll do a bit of a steep approach into here. So pitch, just to kind of hold this altitude, bleed off the airspeed. There's 119, we can go full, or 50% flaps. Let's continue in, and there's the wide arc, so we'll go flaps full. And that'll kind of help us with our airspeed a little bit more and allow us to bleed off this altitude. Need to pay attention a little bit, but I'm really enjoying the scenery. We'll be doing some more flights though, so we'll be able to take in the scenery as we kind of progress in our career here flying this plane. So around 84 knots. We're pretty well lined up. I said just want to keep it right around 80. Don't want to go much lower than that. There's 500 feet. still coming on down. Plenty of room to work with on the runway here. Just hold right around this airspeed, getting a little bit of a chop there. And give it a little bit of power. Just kind of shallow out the approach. And start pulling the power out. So we get ready to flare. Nice, I was aiming for those 1,000-foot markers. That worked out pretty well. So we'll taxi down here a little bit. Let's look for the next turnoff. It looks like the next turnoff is actually going to be to take, would that be one of the 4s? So yeah, we'll turn off here and clear. And we'll take the runway up. Yeah, this is 4 left, I believe. We'll taxi up to the next little exit here, and then we'll actually, what am I talking about? We could take this exit right here and clear all the runways. I'm sure ATC would approve of that much more. And once we're clear here, we'll clean the aircraft up and find a taxi spot. There's a lot of planes on the ground here. Alright, so we'll get our flaps in. And I think we'll go taxi on over. We'll go hang out over here with our fellow props. They might be turboprops, but. So I'll make a right. And then going to make a left here in just a moment. Kind of cut into the parking area, and then we'll conclude our flight at that point. Once we get parked up here. I hope you all enjoyed. It wasn't much to the flight today, not a whole lot to really look at while we were going over the water. But I think we'll be able to do some short hops here on the island of Oahu, and then maybe head off to a new island after just a little bit of time. Regardless, it's always nice flying the Cirrus, and it is always nice flying in Hawaii. Plus, pretty interesting with the with that weather on departure, the lightning and all the thunder ever since the Japan update. So taxi in and park up. Sure, we're giving this guy plenty of room. Plenty of room. Hi friends. Alright, let's set our parking brake. So we'll pull that on. That will log our flight here in FSEconomy. So our aircraft is now on the ground at John Rogers Field. We'll hide that. We'll go through and shut the plane down. Pretty simple. So just do avionics. Make sure the pumps are off, and they are. We'll cut the mixture. Mixture is cut. Fuel shutoff valve there. Goes strobe light off. Go ahead and turn the key off as well. Alternators and battery. That is us parked on the ground here. Like I said, a lovely flight in the Cirrus. I always love flying this thing. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much for joining me today. As always, if you did like the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more content. Love having you guys along. I really do appreciate all the support. It means a ton to me. And yeah, hopefully I'll catch you on the next one. But until then, bye-bye.